About to leave y'all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just witnessed the first start of young Jalen Hurts. We're going to talk about it. It was his very first start. I ain't going to try to say I called it, but I did.
No, you didn't.
I said he was going to play well. We already knew that he wasn't going to be scared.
Right.
But we also know that he played awesome. We're going to get the calls right now. We've been having the callers waiting.
Wait, I mean, should we officially do it, though? Should we officially play it?
Stay like that.
You gotta play
it. That's Carson Wentz's career as a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah, it's over.
Carson's career with the Eagles is over.
It's over.
It's over.
We're gonna get John in here because he's been waiting for us.
Oh, John Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was here before you.
He got here before.
But you went out and bought an Eagle shirt. What you went out and bought an Eagle shirt like in the end of the fourth?
Yep.
Carson's career is over.
Oh,
what's up, John?
Yo, what's good, y'all? First of all, big ups to y'all because I listen to y'all more than I do 97.5 The Fanatic.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm a true believer in what y'all cause, man. So I'm gonna get right to it because I'm a Giants fan and I feel like I shouldn't be here right now. But
we welcoming everybody today.
Oh, okay. Yo, I want Carson Wentz on the Giants. I'll take him off your hands.
We want him there too. That way we can.
No. I mean, let me tell you why though. Because we got a coach who won't treat him like a sucker. Y'all coach Doug Peterson, he's a sucker, and I'm gonna tell you why he's a sucker.
Why?
I'll tell you why Doug Peterson is a sucker. Now listen, Jalen Hurts played very, very well. Let's get that out the way.
Yep.
He played very well. Honestly, he played better this game, his first start, than Carson Wentz has this season.
I agree.
Okay? But
not every game this season, but
not every game. Right. I agree with that.
No.
But here's my main thing.
Every game.
Right? That's why he's a sucker. I've been on Wayne's premise since I started watching y'all that there's systemic problems on y'all squad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Wentz sucked, okay? Mm-hmm. But Doug Peterson ain't doing him no favors. He been having the ball throw 30, 40, 50 times a game. I ain't see that today.
That's true. Because Jalen Hurts, listen, Carson Wentz don't listen.
No. I'm going to tell you why. You want to say because Jalen Hurts listen, it's because Jalen Hurts a rookie, and he know that if he do that, he going to get murdered. So his coach said, no, we're going to roll you out. We're going to move the pocket. We're going to actually run the ball, and the offensive line actually looked like an offensive line.
They did.
They weren't getting blamed for sacks because they were getting able to push forward to run the ball. I ain't saying Wentz is a Pro Bowler this year, but yo, we can't act like the defense actually got interceptions. Like who is this squad?
They was all motivated.
But it starts with your coach. He a sucker.
I agree with you about, well, you know, we pretty much thinking on the same lines with the quarterback, but this is my issue with the quarterback, with Wentz.
Right.
My biggest issue with Wentz was I always thought, and I kind of caught a little slack for it a couple years ago. I was saying I've never seen him be clutch. Like I because we always compare Dak, you know, people always compare him and Dak. And I thought Dak was actually a more clutch, but I thought Wentz was a little more skilled. But I've seen this proves that point that Wentz is not clutch. Like even the whole thing we talking about him with the mental aspect of it. Ephraim said last week, he looks worse and worse. Ephraim or both of them, he looks worse every week. And it's because it's a head job going on him, and there's no way he can bounce back from this now. Now you add on the Jalen Hurts success.
John, the Giants don't want that problem. They don't want that problem.
No, he might go somewhere else and ball. He might go somewhere else and ball, and he got Saquon there to hand it off to.
I ain't gonna hold you, Tim. I was being a little, you know. Look, I want to say the word. I'd be a little smart mouth, like they say in the hood. I want Wentz is a nut job. He done. And
at this point, yeah.
Because I really think he tried too hard when the ball falls on that chip to prove I am the one that he got himself hurt, and he ain't never been the same, man. Nope. But yo, on a different note, Tim, big ups to you. So when you open up your gym again when COVID over, you can let me in. I'm giving you props.
I appreciate that.
All right, Hurts look good. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
All right, thanks for calling, John.
Thanks for the call, John. Hey, Tim, give me host control, by the way. But 2, Wayne, I'm going to have to strongly disagree with you about Wentz not being clutch. I don't agree with that. I think Wentz
Where
played.
have you ever seen he was clutch?
I'll tell you, if you give me a second. The Atlanta game, when Aguilar dropped the pass was on the money. He was poised. The game against the Titans, when he actually drove us down. If I'm not mistaken, we scored a touchdown, took the lead, and then our defense broke down and let the Titans come all the way back down and score. It was several games that we talked about before when we had this argument in private about him being clutch, which I don't agree with. Even the New England game. The New England game we lost last year when Aguilar dropped a perfect pass to ball through.
We talking about all these games you explaining him to being clutch, but you talking about losses.
What you say?
you talking about losses and calling him clutch.
But that's what I'm saying. But my point is, these are plays that should have been made. Like the throw was there. You can't blame a quarterback for not catching the ball.
You know what? I agree with you to an extent, but
that doesn't make no sense.
Now I'm gonna tell you one thing that I was kind of thinking. Hold on, Kim. I'm sorry, but there was one thing I've been kind of thinking right in the last couple of weeks. Like, and Tim makes it hard for you to really try to analyze it a certain way because you know how he already because of how his hate and jadedness was. But it made me think about it. Is Wentz harder to catch? Miles Sanders caught 4 out of 5 today. How is Miles Sanders catching all of a sudden now? He couldn't catch all season from Wentz. Is it something about the way Wentz throws?
You speaking the truth. Well.
I'm just saying it. This is me starting to think now because I'm trying to figure out what it is. Because I'm like, man, like, how is it nobody's catching the passes that he was throwing?
I mean, but today they did well catching. But we seen when Jalen was in the game last week, Fulgham dropped the wide open pass.
No, the receivers didn't do well. The receivers.
That's what I'm saying. Well. So I mean, you know, it still is what it is. Like I'm not saying this team is a magical team, but I will say I do agree with John is that Jalen did what I told y'all I thought he was going to do. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Kim. Go ahead. Speak your piece, and
what's up?
Okay. Kim? 1, yay, they won. 2, the thing that I've been hearing all week, I think it plays a factor in this, is I don't want to say they don't like Carson, but Carson don't listen.
Exactly. And
because there's no reason. We all agree that Frank Wright played a integral role.
Black and screen.
Really? It's a family affair.
Jonathan, who's that, Kim?
Because I told him to tell you to sit in for him.
Blank him out. He's on punishment.
He invited all the kids over.
He can't control his.
Clearly.
He ain't the man of his house no more.
Nope. Go ahead, Kim.
We all agree that Frank Wright played an integral role in Doug's play calling.
Mm-hmm.
But for us to have 12 or 13 different offensive line combinations throughout the year, and for this boy to come in here, do what he did last week and have Fulgham caught the ball and had Alshon caught the ball, we could be talking about 2 wins back to back. Everybody this week, when they talked about Jalen Hurts, they talked about his confidence and that he listens.
Yes.
Carson goes out there, he like, Doug, I heard what you said, but I think I can do this.
Exactly. That's what I've been telling y'all.
I mean, see, my thing is, you do. I don't want my quarterback to be robotic. Like I don't. You want your quarterback.
It's not. No, I'm not gonna let you do this. I'm not. I don't
do
normally,
what?
I don't normally get like Wayne.
How you know what I'm gonna do? You're gonna hear what
That's
I say.
like Wayne.
I'm about to go all Wayne on you. No more excuses.
No. Listen, my thing is.
No, there's no more things. No things.
Let me speak.
No.
The bottom line is, most starting quarterbacks who've had a certain amount of time in the offense have liberty to make their own calls and decisions at the line. When you see something, you say, and this is what I want Jalen to progress to do. You want your quarterback to have a feel for the game. Oftentimes, your quarterback has a better feel for the game than the coach. We just talked about this last week when we talked about Eli Manning and the Plaxico Bears had play calls that only they knew. They would switch the play at the line and just him, the coach would come back like, what was that? And they say, we scored, didn't we? The problem is, if you are changing plays, you better execute. And he hasn't been executing.
So here's the rebuttal to that. How many people on this team, with the exception of Zach Ertz, would say that they have that type of rapport with Carson Wentz. Last year, you had Josina with the pillow talk from Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah.
So Carson is not.
Listen, rapport is one thing.
That you're making does not. No, that point that you're making does not apply to Carson.
Rapport is one thing. Rapport is one thing, but they have the same playbook. You act like Wentz got a different playbook than Rieger. He got a different playbook than Fogelman. They got the same playbook. So if I say BY2 39 banana, you know your play. Go to your spot. Like, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I want I'm not excusing Wentz. I'm just saying, if y'all saying that he hard-headed, you don't listen.
Yes,
my thing is, every quarterback has every starting quarterback has this ability.
But that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's excusing Wentz because guess what? When Donovan McNabb was here, and I never liked Donovan McNabb here. I never liked Donovan McNabb. When he was doing the exact same thing that's happening now, we trashed him.
So I'm not trashing Wentz?
Hey, Kim, what jersey you got on, Kim? You got the Invisible Man jersey on? What's that?
No, this is
that's shady.
Yeah, this shady. It's from Kirby.
All right. I thought it was 55 at first.
The Invisible Man, huh? You want to hate?
Thanks, Kim, but I wanted to say something because
no, I want to say something because she addressed me directly, so I had to clear
up. No. You addressed her. She corrected you.
I didn't know.
I was Tim's turn.
And I got to come correct her after I've been corrected.
Stop being greedy. Here's what I want to say about Kim. You changed. You flipped on your boy Carson hard.
She did. She did.
You flipped.
And you talk about me?
She flipped. I mean, I kept saying, start the ball Hurts. And she was like, no, unless the season is over. And she came in here and act like she never met him.
See, that's married. But see, my thing was, she keeps saying y'all make excuses. I'm not making excuses for Wentz. She said, well, y'all rip McNabb, blah, blah. We ripping Wentz. This is already documented. Like, everybody's saying he played like trash. It was time to get you. I've been on the Jalen train 3 weeks ago. I said it was time to get him in the game. Right. If I'm not mistaken. My thing is, all I keep saying is if you want, I'm not mad at a quarterback for calling plays at the line of scrimmage that he deems to be correct. Any good quarterback, any Pro Bowl quarterback has that leverage. All I'm saying is, if you make the play call, you better be right and you better make the play.
You made that point while she was on here. We didn't need to hear it again.
No,
it was
the comfort I need to hear.
So we heard it was the exact same point.
I was being talked over like I am now.
Let Ethan talk. Let Ethan talk real quick while I walk away. He got some time. Let him get his comment.
Listen, I think Doug is running him a little too much. Like, let's not kill it. Like on the fumbles, just give the ball to the running back.
To which running back? Which running back should he give it to?
I would get Howard in the game for the pound of yards.
Give it to Howard.
For below
don't
2
give
minutes.
it to Miles Sanders because what you say, Miles Sanders trash, right?
Stop.
I'm just asking you what you said. I'm asking you what you said.
Tim, give me host control.
He ran hard. What do he have? Hold on. Miles had one long run, and what else he do the rest of the game?
You do know that's how the running game works a lot of times, right? You do know a lot of times the running back gets a big run, and then they get average ones. He averaged 8.2 a carry. Yep.
See, my thing is, I agree with Ethan about her runs. Well, first of all, Doug almost lost us the game. This is what I'm saying, though. This is what I be saying.
Wait, how did he almost lose the game?
Why are you running Jalen Hurts with 1 minute left to go in the game who's not a run? Why are you even running? He ran already like 10 times. Why are you running him more to set him up to fumble that play? Like, just give it to the backs. Bring Howard in the game. Let him pound out. You're not even really trying to get yardage. All you're really trying to do is kill the clock.
Why you have your quarterback pounding the ball out?
Doug's offense was pretty good to get. It was 1 or 2 plays, and including that play that you're talking about, that I wouldn't have done. But overall, I think he had a very masterful game plan for the young boy.
It was solid. I mean, it was some things that I wouldn't have necessarily did. A couple play calls, even that 4th and 1, that sneak when the line. And this is exactly what I'm talking about too. That 4th and 1, right?
That was Kelsey guy.
No, but the Saints was. I rarely saw a team stack the middle that much because they knew he was going quarterback sneak unless it's goal line. They did stack that joint.
They
stacked that joint. I mean, they packed it tight. But my thing is, I'm not mad at your quarterback now. Let's say Jalen, more experienced, says, you know what? I'm going to audible out of this because it's about to get blown up.
But
that's the
you
stuff
know what,
I'm talking about.
You know why he probably ran that joint like that, though? I mean, honestly, if you think about it, Wentz, as much as he's been stinking up, that quarterback sneak play works a lot with him, I guess, because of his height and anything else. So, but Doug has to recognize this ain't the same player. You don't run that same play. That's not Jalen's strength. So he shouldn't have ran that quarterback sneak like that.
I agree.
What's up, Emil?
I agree 100%.
Oh man, this feels good, doesn't it? You get a win under your belt like this. How good
does.
To see an offense that looks like a juggernaut. Finally,
Yep.
Juggernaut.
They put up against the best defense in the NFL. They put up almost 400 yards.
You gotta give.
They had 17 points in the first half and then struggled in the second. But
it was the best defense in the NFL.
Missed the field goal and he chose the momentum.
True, that's true.
And it killed the momentum. I think Wentz paid him off to trying to like get his job back. But this is what me and Tim was trying to tell y'all the whole time. Like y'all like
what did Jalen ho before we get all hype, what did Jalen hurt? I understood he ran a lot and he looked good in certain stuff. He had an 84 quarterback rating and threw for like 170 yards. So let's stop trying to make it like he went out here.
His very first game.
Listen, it wasn't just his throwing. He also ran for over 100 yards.
You got to include that in the equation.
Over 100 yards, you never have a lot throwing. It never is one way. It's always even. He had 100 yards passing, 100 yards rushing. That's a great game. Great game.
Okay.
Also, the way he ran and the way he has defenses on edge is the reason why they put up all those yards. It also opened up the field for Miles Sanders, which gave Miles Sanders that 100-yard game.
Exactly.
That Eagles looks so great.
Stop. No, Wayne, you gotta
Miles Sanders is averaging 6 yards a carry before Jalen Hurts even came in the game. So stop making it like
Wayne, he put up 100 yards against a team who didn't allow a 100-yard rusher in 50 games. In 50 games.
Okay.
And stop.
All right, go ahead. I you know what? You right. He won. Go ahead. We gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that.
Friends, to the guy's first point who said how Peterson had Wentz throw the ball 40-something times a game. Hurts still touched the ball 40-something times a game. He just did it running and passing, not just passing.
So you think Jalen Hurts is going to make it through the season, even this short period of time, running 18 times a game? Because that's what he ran today, 18 times. So he's going to make it running 18 times a game.
He's built to run, but he shouldn't run as much as he did. Even though a lot of the runs, he didn't get hurt. Some of them he was able to get down, and some of them he was able to get out of bounds. But no, he should not run the ball that much.
But in order for him to win, it wasn't from his passing, but he ran 18 times a game. That's the only point I'm saying.
But that
it wasn't like he was slinging it with his arm.
Right, but that was because he faced the best defense in the NFL, and he had to keep them off balance, because if he didn't, they would have been blitzing him nonstop all game. You can't blitz on the run, which is why I think the Eagles ran so much to kind of slow up
the good point.
Pass rush, and it worked.
So you think he's going to pass more next week?
Depending on the team and what they do and they scheme, I think it depends on how they.
It's the Cardinals next week, right?
I'm not sure.
Is it Cardinals next week?
Yeah, I think it's the Cardinals.
But the Saints have a real aggressive defense, so that slowed up the Saints' defense, and it kept them in that third quarter. They started blitzing a lot, but then that fourth quarter kind of slowed them up a little bit from sending them blitz and sending Miles Jenkins through the gap like they were doing. But all in all, great game. I loved it. It had me on edge the whole game.
I know.
It almost blew out the best team, one of the best teams in the NFC, if the field goal kicker didn't kill the momentum.
That kicker changed all the momentum of the game was because of that field goal miss. Yeah. It would have been up 20-0.
Exactly.
They would have been deflated going into the.
Yeah, we might have won a couple games this season if the kicker would have done his job too. So that's the only point. This the only point I'm saying is we still have the same supporting cast. Jalen Hurts, I love what I saw from Jalen Hurts today, and I think that Carson Wentz's career as an Eagle is done.
Thanks,
but all I'm saying is, like, before we start, the Eagles team is still the Eagles team. Jalen Hurts is not going to win every game running 18 times a game. At some point, they're going to have a passing attack that's respectable.
But mobile quarterbacks coming into the league, most times that's what they do in the beginning. They depend a lot on their legs because they know that's their safety net.
And they usually don't win when they do. Right.
But they evolve into more of a pocket passer. We understand that. That's not what he's doing. Is nothing that
they don't all evolve.
Most do.
Vince Young was a running quarterback that came in when he evolved.
Well, he didn't.
Culpepper. When did he evolve?
Vince Young actually was a solid. He was a solid passer.
He did. I think he had the worst thing happen to him was
he was solid when he had to. I thought Vince Young was fairly decent. I mean, my thing with Jalen is that I told y'all this. Did we not have the same argument about the Saints defense? The funny thing was they said the last 5 weeks, I think they held their offenses total like a 251 yards. And outside of the Tampa game, the rest of the team they played was suspect. And I told you they played Atlanta twice. They played Atlanta twice. They played Denver, San Fran, and Tampa. That was the team they played. I'm like, what's Atlanta doing? Atlanta's very suspect at times. San Fran is trash, and Denver's trash. So I wasn't overly. I believe they got this #1 ranking from the last 5 games they played, and that's when they shot for #1. Not saying they're not a good defense. Not saying Jalen didn't do his thing and he was able to advance the ball and all that good stuff. But the defense was not as vaunted as everybody was acting like. Oh, it's the #1 defense, like they were the Ravens of 01. To me, I never saw that when I played them, and I mean when I watched them, rather other teams played them, and I didn't see that today. Now we did some good things. Jalen was able to keep on their toes. That's what I was saying about Jalen. Why he should have got to start before. He could buy time for the receivers. He could buy time for the offensive line because now you can't all out rush because you got to play lane. You got to play lane gaps now because if you overcommit, Jalen's gone. Wentz ain't going like that. So that helped out Jalen huge. What's up, Red?
What's up, Reg?
See what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, what's that? I'm glad I'm drinking coffee.
Bro,
what happened to y'all game? Did y'all win? Real quick.
No, we got blown out because
I didn't see it.
I've seen better defense in the lingerie football league.
Who y'all played today, right? Y'all played Colts, right? Today? Colts?
Yeah,
I'm glad I picked that game.
And I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna
tell you what the problem is. The offense is the problem. The defense puts the offense in a position where they had to score every possession in this game. They literally, in order to be able to win this game, I counted it. They would have literally had to score every possession. You can't win a football game when your offense has to score every possession.
Which team you talking about?
The Raiders game. That's how bad.
You talking about the Raiders? Yeah.
How bad the Raiders defense is. That's just how bad the defense is.
So what you think about Jalen?
I was kind of flipping back and forth trying to keep up with them because they was on the same time as the Raiders game, and I had to study, so I came in like midway through like the second quarter, but I mean, he broke the pocket. He got out when he had to get out. 100 yards rushing. Now, can you do that every game? No, exactly. But for this game, it worked. Ephraim, I do think the Saints defense is better than what they showed today. However, facing Jalen Hurts for pretty much the first time as a full-time starter, you got the unexpected element too. So,
but honestly though,
I'm not using that to take anything away from what Jalen did. I'm just saying that I think the Saints defense is better than that. But that's more of a feather in Jalen's cap because they do have a fast and talented defense, and he was able to be effective running the ball. It's not about what Jalen did tonight, or today rather. It's about what the Eagles do going forward. Now, remember, Doug said he's starting this week, as if to say he might go back to Carson. There's no way you go back.
Ain't no way.
No way.
Ain't no way.
The problem is, and this is what I was telling Ephraim. We had a conversation about this Friday. The problem is you're married to Carson financially. It's $50 million over 2 years. You're eating $30 million next year and $20 million the next year. There's no way you can't come back to Carson next year. So the Eagles better hope that Jalen makes a good enough showing that they can get some type of a haul back for him in a potential trade.
But this is my thing about that, Reg. I get what everybody. I understand that part of it. When you, I wanted to ask Reg something, man.
Yeah, a couple of people in the hole.
All right. Well, I wanted to. Well, see if people came on time, but I
y'all ain't had to start. Y'all could have waited.
Go ahead, Mark. I'm gonna go ahead and let the callers go ahead.
I like that hat too, Mark. That hat is nice.
Somebody got that phone on.
Yeah, we had to treat Mark like how they do on the radio when they be like, yo,
like,
turn,
we gotta put you back on the
turn your speaker off.
Turn your radio down.
Turn your radio down.
Talking about your dad.
What's up, Mark?
Y'all talking dirty about me? Y'all some
You'll hear it in a couple seconds. You'll hear it in a couple seconds on your speaker.
y'all some disrespectful boys. But anyway, listen,
good.
Listen, man. You know what? I gotta say this. You see the hat I got on, right?
I like that hat.
Sir.
Man, that's where I'm at with it. But Jalen Hurts, he did a great job today. Now they got film on him. We're gonna see what happens after this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They got film on the young boy. So hopefully he can, continue to do what he do. But what I did like about him, he didn't take no sacks.
Yep.
He got rid of the ball.
Yep.
And when it was time to run, he ran.
And he fast.
And he way faster than Carson.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what? To your point you just said, I think we was mentioning it in our chat. Did you just peep the one play when he ran outside and to buy that extra time, he dipped forward, then he like stepped back a little bit longer, trying to give a little bit more time, and then just threw it away.
And just threw it. And that's what I'm saying. When, like, the young boy was using his mind. He was doing things that you would think Carson would do now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? After 5 years of playing football, but for some reason, and I know Tim happy. I see the jersey, Tim. I see you.
I'm just saying.
you, boy. But yeah, I like the way the young boy played today. And but moving forward, like I said, when they get tape on him, that's when we're gonna see what really happened. And another thing, Doug Peterson gets on my nerves, man. And I'm gonna tell you why. They said to him, so who's starting next week? He like, I gotta make that decision. I gotta go.
Come on. Even Carson know what the deal is.
You know what it is right now. At this point, that's Doug. That's because Doug been irritated this season. He been snapping a little bit. So you know what? That's a little bit of like, I'll tell you when I'm ready to tell you.
Yeah.
You know what that is. That's that.
I know what it is.
Irritation.
I know who better start next week.
I know. I think we all know.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't even be doing Carson he would be doing Carson a disservice if we put him in there right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, yo, can I talk basketball real quick? Real quick. Cause I know we got some boys that don't like Ben. You know what I'm saying? We got some boys that don't like Ben, man.
Go ahead. Speak your piece about Ben and I'll break it all down for you. Go ahead.
Come on, Ephraim, man. Come on, man.
I'm gonna tell you what my problem is with Ben. You know what my problem is with Ben?
Hey, wait, real quick. If you gonna cut me off, Tim?
No, don't cut him off.
I make a point there.
No, don't cut him off. Don't cut him off.
Yeah.
My whole problem is with Ben is the expectation that he came in with, and I can't shake that. I understand what y'all saying and where he at now and all that, but in all intents and purposes, he should be LeBron James. He should be the light-skinned LeBron. All you gotta do is shoot the ball. Why can't I want LeBron from him?
You know what? Hold up, Mark. I'm gonna answer that for you real quick.
Why not?
You see, I can't take Ephraim talking that when he's one of the same ones, the Latin conglomerate that Markelle Fultz. If Markelle Fultz play. Markelle Fultz came in as the #1 overall pick, and but that's the same argument other people make about Markelle Fultz. It's not. They can't get over the fact that
let Mark get his point on this so we can get back to Eagles.
All right. I'm gonna get back to that. But this is my thing, right? I think that Ben Simmons plays the game that he can play, right? Of course, you want him to shoot jump shots, but to me, if he's playing that game and we winning, you know what I'm saying? And he's doing what he's supposed to do. You can't hate on the ball. Of course you want him to make jump shots. Of course you want him to do that to spread the floor out. But if he's playing the game that he plays and we winning, you can't hate on that.
My thing is, Mark, it's going to
real quick, and two, with this new coaching regime, what about that?
Now, listen, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. I'm not overly optimistic because all the stuff that we've been going through, but I'll try to be real quick as I can.
Okay.
And ultimately, without him shooting, unless we get like Harden in here or something like that, who could carry a huge load of scoring, without him shooting deep into the playoffs, it's going to cost us. And we won't win until he starts shooting. I firmly believe that. That's why I'm so mad. But right. I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but I firmly believe we will never be as successful as we should be until you start
shooting. Our next preseason game is Tuesday. Call back on Thursday. So
I'm calling in too. And Tim, right. I know you happy. My man, I know you happy.
Tell Joy she ain't called our show in a while, so tell her to give us a call.
Hey, Mom.
I'm not
Yo, but look, with Jalen Hurts, and Emo kind of touched on it about the offense. I do think the offense would have even been more effective. We had the missed field goal. We had that suspect overturned catch on Hurts. That call was trash, bro. You had all the announcers, a special official that they always bring in. Everybody said that's a catch, and they're gonna take that away. That brought up fourth down. We had to punt the ball. So who knows?
But you know what? But see, again, I can't go with all of that because that's the same stuff we've been doing all season. We had the same kicker missing the same kicks all season long.
No, I agree.
But what about the catch, Wayne?
We've had the same thing with calls all season long too.
Even the official from the NFL official came and was like, that should have been a catch. It's like
I agree, but
it wasn't even called.
We've had stuff like this all season.
We ain't had nothing like that. That was egregious. I ain't seen nothing like that. A catch that should have been a catch, and they called it incomplete. I ain't seen nothing like that. That was suspect. That was trash.
And truth be told, remember that real long deep pass that Hurts threw.
You gonna blame Rieger now?
Rieger kind of slowed up on that joint.
Now Rieger slowed up
out there, and I'm gonna say
it. See, this is what you're not going to do.
He slowed up a little bit. That could have been an awesome catch by Rieger.
This is what we're not going to do.
We're gonna break it down.
When Wentz threw one to Goddard like that, I think, and I think Ethan had even made the point, was like it looked like somebody had slowed up. No, Wentz overthrew. We're not going to do that, but we're going to keep it the same.
We're going to watch it. We're going to get the tape. The tape will come out Tuesday or Wednesday. The aerial tape.
No, I'm not saying that we don't give the young boy some leeway. We do give him some leeway. But my whole point is everybody making it like it was all Carson. It wasn't all Carson. It was a lot of it was him though. But we still have. Let's be honest. Our receivers still ain't do great today.
They didn't.
Our receivers ain't do great. They had like 5 targets and 2 catches. But they ain't great. The tight ends and Miles Sanders balled out, but our receivers ain't do all that great.
I agree. Listen, Tim, you ain't gonna do that. You not gonna do that and try to blame it. I remember the time I said that about Deshaun Jackson early on. When no, you agree. No, you didn't.
I agree with you.
I said Deshaun did that in the play early. I said, man, he could have ran through that. No, Wentz got to hit the air. It's all this. Wentz got to hit it. So Jalen got to hit it. He got to hit it.
Let me ask y'all this.
Go ahead.
And I know I can't be the only one. Who else was irked when Alshon made a catch?
I was, because Alshon.
My soul was irked when Alshon made that catch. First of all, I ain't even want him in the game.
What's up with Fulgham? So Fulgham ain't even in the lineup no more?
We gotta get Alshon. Oh, that's the other thing, because we talking about money, right?
Get no snaps now.
But that's the other thing, we talking about money. This is why. Now I know that this is how they always say stuff go, because you paying Carson so much, you can't have him on the bench. But why not? And the reason why I ask why not is because no matter what, if he's on the route, I don't care how much somebody's getting paid. If we're playing coming into this season, in this season, you already have your rate. This is how much you're getting paid. So no matter what, put the best players in a position to play. Don't tell me you got to start Carson over Rieger because Carson getting $150 million. You would have to pay him that money anyway, right?
Yeah,
it ain't like you gotta up Rieger money and pay him. He's under that contract.
On you don't have to pay him right now. Let me ask y'all this.
I want to touch on that. I want to touch on that point. Hold your thought. My thing is, I agree with you with the money aspect.
Right.
Like, because people saying, well, if you trade him, get rid of him, taking a $50 million cap hit. You already taking that cap hit anyway. It's not coming back to you.
Yes.
My thing is, though, if you can get something for him, why is he on your bench? That's my. Now, if you don't have no choice and nobody's saying we want him, we want to take him, then all right, then you might have to have him on your bench. But if you could get something for him, you might as well get him off the books and get something for him. Take the hit on the cap hit, which you would have had to take anyway. So you should have for real, you should have already went into the season knowing you missing $50 million, knowing your cap is hit. So that shouldn't change anything about your moving parts, wide receivers, offensive line. All that's going already. But if you could get something for this dude, there's no reason to have a potential Pro Bowler at one time or potential MVP candidate sitting on your bench for no reason. You got to move him at least to get some assets, because now you're taking a hit on money and you're taking a hit on assets. So you got to get some assets for him.
All right, so I see your point. Let me ask y'all 2 things. One, going into this game, we was the number 4 pick in the draft. Now, after this game, we up to number 9. Now, if we don't have a shot at the playoffs, do these wins how important are they in the grand scheme of things come April, May when the draft is? Like, was it valuable to try to win these games?
Yes.
I think so.
If you're going to move forward with Jalen Hurts, yes.
I think so.
Now. I think so.
But if you can get a bona fide number one, like a stud offensive lineman at number 5, 6, or 7, but now you moving your
pros drafting the player.
But at that, can you really lose at the top 6, 7? If you go offensive line,
if you go how he drafted Wentz number 1.
But don't say that if you go on offensive
how he drafted Wentz number 1, and he traded some players to move up to get him, traded some drafts to move up to get Wentz number 1.
And you always hated on Wentz.
And you always hated on Wentz.
Man,
number 2 pick.
I mean number 2. I meant number 2, but he moved up. He moved up and gave up some stuff to get him at number 2.
Well, Wentz shouldn't be. I will say one thing: Wentz shouldn't really be mad about what's going on right now, because he always tell me his guys playing. So this is really kind of.
Listen, my thing was that
though, Tim, more time with his family this year.
My thing was, I guess I'm gonna take this approach at it, and no, nothing for nothing. This may mean nothing. We just beat the number 1 seed in the NFC. So now I know they ain't have Drew Brees and all that kind of stuff.
So that ain't really nothing.
What you said?
They ain't had him for weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They ain't have Drew Brees, and on top of that, our whole secondary was depleted.
Yes,
and everybody. We went out and won that game. And honestly, this is gonna make Tim real happy. If Jalen would have been started, we would have been won some games. I ain't gonna hold you. I think if we'd have started that Seattle game, we could have won that Seattle game. If we'd have started that Green Bay game, we probably could have won that Green Bay game if we'd have started that game.
I don't think we was winning that Green Bay game.
We'd have won that. I think we'd have won that. We'd have won that Green Bay game with him coming in second half.
Not the way our secondary was getting carved up by. And this is the other point I keep saying.
I think that we helped Green Bay. Green Bay only scored what? Remember, how did they? Green Bay only had 23 points going into the fourth quarter. 20 points going to the fourth quarter. I think they scored 10 in the fourth quarter. And one of the plays came off a 70-yard touchdown run. It wasn't necessarily our secondary. Our defense.
So was Jalen Hurts going to stop that 70-yard touchdown run?
My point is, first of all, we kept putting our defense back on the field. We do a whole game. We ain't get past the 50 the whole game.
That's the one thing I will give Jalen is we had consistent drives.
He moves the ball.
He didn't turn the ball over. And this was my biggest knock on Wentz all year was making trying to force stuff and make the dumb plays that would cause us to turn the ball over. That's why early on when I kept being ticked off about him was because of the turnovers. I felt like we could play. We had to play closer to the vest and we could win. Those turnovers killed us, and Jalen didn't turn it over. I mean, the fumble, but we got it back.
So for that reasoning, I think we should try to win every game. You never know what can happen. Hey, look, 2020 been a wild year. We mess around winning Super Bowl in 2020. That's how crazy it's been. We mess around and go to the gym because the year been so crazy.
And the great thing about it is that there's no home field advantage. So at this point, it don't matter if you get a bye or anything except for rest. But as far as
how you figure there's no home field advantage?
Ain't nobody playing, no crowds. There's no
fans.
Some people have fans, and come next year, you never know what the crowds might be like.
No, it's not enough to make a difference, and it ain't going to be enough in the stands to really care.
Even the fans is there.
They got the remedy.
The vaccine.
It's not going to be by February. It's not going to be there.
It's not going to. The numbers are going through the roof. Ain't going to be no fans in them stands. So we good money.
Which is why, and just to piggyback back on Ben Simmons, he has no excuse not to shoot because he don't got to worry about any fans in the stands or anything. He got all of this is a filmed practice session.
We ain't got to worry about Ben. He ain't going to be here.
All right.
He getting traded for Harden.
Yeah.
All right, but
no, he ain't.
But now, again, this goes back to my original thought about Doug Peterson's play calling. I don't think it was as bad as everybody keeps saying it was.
Listen, he had some questionable.
He made a couple bad. We all agree with that. He's not going to be perfect, and he wasn't perfect this game. But to me, the game plan for a rookie start, his first NFL game against the number 1 defense in the league, he did a pretty good job. He did a pretty good.
He just said we're gonna run the ball.
Did we talk about the O-line play?
Oh no, go ahead. Speak to
go ahead. You mean the O-line without Jason Peters?
Yes, that's big.
How good they played today?
They did.
No, see, but
Hurts had back there on certain occasions. I mean, they did blitz, missed it a couple times, but the O-line actually played pretty well. He did miss that one block on 4th and 1, or was it?
Yeah.
Other than that, they played pretty good.
But either you kind of breaking up a lot. Your picture keep freezing, or maybe it's mine.
They locked him in the bathroom.
But my thing is,
I can't get on my laptop because Tim booted me, so now I can't log back on for some reason on my laptop.
Why you boot him, Tim?
Because he was playing around and we in the middle of a podcast. And that'll happen to you too if you keep playing around.
Oh my God. Who gave this money? Who gave?
I just muted him.
No,
I can't. Just for that, I just muted.
Well, I guess now we can have some intelligent football talk.
Yeah.
Listen,
minus
I'm
Tim.
Myself.
No, yeah, you did give me.
But look, my thing is the offensive line played good because of Jake. That's why they played well. The defense, and this is what I was saying before. As a defensive lineman, you now can't full out commit on your rush because if you lose containment, it's over. This is why I said Jalen should have been in the game, and this is why I said Wayne been saying too that Wentz should have been running. This is all the stuff that loosens up a defense. And in today's NFL, your quarterback, unless you are a surgeon at the pocket, in the pocket, you have to be mobile. If you're not mobile and you're not a surgeon, you're done. You're finished. And that's what happened to Wentz.
Wentz ain't as elusive to me this year as in prior years.
I agree. The injury might have hampered him. He gained weight. He sized up. He might have lost a step.
But I don't know about the elusive part because look at how many times the pass rush came and he like ducked under and he still had that and he's stronger. Like he's stiff arming guys. I think it's a reluctance to run. I think
he leaves the league.
He was running a lot this year. It's not that. I just think
looks slow though. He looks slow.
That's what I'm saying. He looks slow.
He looks slower. And Jalen,
he probably because he put on that extra muscle, so he probably is.
He probably slowed down. But that's what I said. I said Jalen will buy time. Jalen will buy time for the offensive line.
But this is my thing about running though. If you're running as a quarterback, you don't got to run for 10-yard scrambles every time. If it's nothing there, you take that little 4 yards and slide like that.
I agree.
Take that.
Listen, does Doug Peterson have any other routes beside out routes?
No. And does
he got the streak down the field where the guy run and just don't catch it. We got that in the playbook. We had that for years.
Did we talk about Rieger not fully committing on that pass? I know we talked about that already.
Yeah, we're not doing that because we ain't get the same excuse when Wentz was in the game. Tim didn't allow that. Remember when Deshaun Jackson did it before? When Rieger did it before? Tim
was in here trying to make that excuse already.
So we're not allowing it.
Okay, so but did he slow down or was it knee?
That's what Tim said.
He slowed down.
No, he didn't. It was the ball was overthrown.
So did he slow down when? So did he slow down when Wentz was in the game?
What is that?
The ball.
You slow down when Wentz.
That's a different play. Wentz is gone. Wentz is last year.
The ball was overthrown.
That away.
Hey, listen, and let's keep it a bean. The catch that he made and ran all them yards, that was a blatant pick because Zach Ertz. I don't know what the rest was looking at with that one. He cleaned the ball. That was an outright pass interference.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I don't see this Rieger speed that they talking about.
I said that.
I agree with you. I mean, he's fast, but he's not blazing like you. They almost act like he was like Mecole Hardman, a cheetah. He was on that level. I don't see that type of speed.
I got wait, man, because I got to revisit that again too. Because like when email called, and when people start saying the thing, yeah, see, if we made the kick, and if this happened, we'd have blew them out. Okay, but how about going back to that Rieger long catch and run? Like I said, if that pass interference is called there, that play that drive is getting killed. So that goes both ways. You can't sit there and make the excuse to say if this happened, we'd have did this. No, because it goes both ways a lot of times.
Yeah, and the same thing with Carson. I mean, if a lot of stuff would have happened to Carson, Bulls would have caught, somebody picked up a block, somebody made the right cut, all that stuff would have happened. So you can play the if game as long as all you want. But however, the offense was productive. They moved the ball very well. When he kept the chains moving on a couple crucial third down conversions, he kept the chain moving, which I dug. I like that. That's all I wanted Wentz to do. When you move the chains, then you can set the offense up for another 3 plays. Yeah,
be a game manager, and I'm not mad at that. Be a game manager and let your defense play how they've been playing at times.
Yeah, I think I know it's jumping ahead, but next week
we win our last 4 games.
Kyler Murray versus Jalen Hurts. That's gonna be tough.
I mean, well, Jalen Hurts doesn't face Kyler Murray, so that doesn't matter.
Well,
matters
Kyler versus our defense that's injured and depleted.
I mean, the defense played decent against Russell Wilson and them. So I mean, the defense has played times where they played decent. You know what I'm saying? It's been times that they played decent.
They played decent to me the last couple games, to be honest with you.
All they need to do is just get a real DN out there where they got
kind of let me
Graham.
down that Green Bay game when he had that 70-yard run. That kind of.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I attribute that more to being tired. Remember, the whole first half they was on the field nonstop. We ain't crossed the 50-yard line with Carson again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Today we had a couple poor tackles, but I guess the other players make plays too.
Yeah, it makes a difference when your offense runs wears the team down by marching down the field. Even if you don't get a score, you change field position and you march down the field.
Yeah, I agree. I think next week we should be winning. So I think we got that in the bag.
Jalen Hurts in his press conference today said that Carson Wentz gave him a lot of good tips, and he just did everything the opposite of what he said.
You know what? I mean, I feel for Carson from a competitive standpoint. I do. I mean, this got to be, as Tom Cruise said in Jerry Maguire, a pride swallowing siege that he going through right now.
Yeah,
he put it on himself though.
But that's what I would say. He put it on himself right now. I mean, to have to go through that. So.
He had the keys to the kingdom. He flushed it. Like I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that's on him.
You about to lose your job.
You might about to lose your job.
Look, you getting too hype. You getting way too. You getting way too giddy about this. But I am happy for the young boy, man. He did what I thought he was going to do. I said I don't think he's going to ball out of control. But I said I think he's going to do very right. I think I said pretty well or something like that. I think, and he did. He played a solid game.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts he's the fifth Eagles quarterback to rush for 100.
Let Ethan speak.
Miles Sanders was running very. Listen, hold on. He had what? Let's say what he had. He had one run for 82 yards, then 13 carries for 30 yards. But on those 13 carries for 30 yards, he ran very hard.
And he was
So with all this secondhand backhand compliment, what is it you trying to say? You called him trash last week. You called him trash.
No, listen.
You said he's trash, and the Eagles are looking to replace him. So now tell me what.
What I said was he don't come to close the game out. Like, and remember I showed you that stat in the fourth quarter. He averaged like 1-2 yards a carry.
You said he was trash
again tonight.
You said
again tonight.
So is he trash tonight? Shut up. Exactly. You called him trash.
Another quote from Jalen Hurts. He said, we have so much money we left on the table. A lot of money on the table for us. We are very excited. We got a W, but we got to go back to work. I love his spirit, man.
that 80-yard run was
You get
the 80-yard run was all Jalen. The 80-yard run was all Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
I'm explaining to you because the hold on. Before that, remember Jalen Hurts.
So the offensive line parting and making a hole for him to shoot through and run ain't got nothing to do with it.
You see what I go through, Ethan? Ethan, you see what I go through? I'm glad he did that to you because that's what I go through.
It's all right.
Explain why Jalen Hurts. Remember the play before that? What happened? Jalen Hurts kept the ball and he ran around
and got the first down. And got the first down. And we was at the 2-yard line.
The end can't crash. So he has to leave that hole. The end has to leave the hole open to watch Jalen.
Well, I'm going to say that because you don't got Jason Peters getting bull rushed and thrown into the hole, you got a hole open for a running back to run. Because I also will say the coach designed that play that happened. So it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. What we not going to do is the same way we wasn't going to give Wentz all the blame. We not going to give Jalen Hurts all the credit for somebody make a catch. See, that's because Jalen Hurts. Somebody make a block. That's because Jalen Hurts.
No, you gotta listen. You gotta listen. Remember a running quarterback like that helps your running back when he keeps the ball.
I'm not saying it, but you call him trash and he was averaging 6 yards a carry.
Ethan, just give it up. Say he's not trash.
Did he close? Hold on. Did he close the game out, or was that Boston Scott?
So in that drive when they went down there, they wasn't giving it to him, and he was just smashing it in the middle and got a first down.
Who was in the game? Was that him or Boston Scott?
And who got 82? Who average 8.2 yards a carry.
Go ahead, man. You got it.
That's enough. See, my thing is, I see what
wait, real quick, Ephraim, because this is the other thing. I hate when boys do that when they say, well, he had the one big run and all these. This what running backs do. This is what the great running backs do. And I'm not saying Miles Sanders is great, but this is what great running backs do. They bust out a big joint and kill it, and then the rest of the joint be like an average. But the real big runs, look at Saquon Barkley, look at Ezekiel, look at Zeke. This is what the great running backs do. They bust out a big run, and then they balance out everything else.
No, I mean, I agree with Wayne to a point, but
false.
Huh?
That's true and false.
Why?
Well, is Miles Sanders trash?
You don't just get one run for 80. You don't just get one run for 80 yards and average 2 yards the rest of the game. No, that's not.
Is it true or false? Is Miles Sanders trash?
He's all right. He's not great.
Okay.
No, I mean,
he's not trash, right? He's not trash.
He's all right.
Is Boston Scott better than Miles Sanders?
Running through the tackles. Yeah.
You said Boston Scott is a better pure running back than Miles Sanders.
Yeah, run through the tackles. He's better.
So he's a better pure running back than Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders cannot run through the tackles.
I'm agreeing and disagreeing with a lot here. I do agree with Ethan that run. Not saying Miles ain't nice, and not saying obviously you need speed and a certain amount of athleticism and prowess because he stiff armed Jenkins on a run to get the 80-yard touchdown run, which was nice. But that hole was opened up largely in part to Jalen. It was because, and this we talked about this once again. While I was saying at a certain point, I was like, Jalen got to start because he's now going to open up all this stuff. He's going to cover up a whole lot of inequities of the offensive line, the receivers, the scheme.
So why he ain't opened up no other? So why he ain't opened up no? Why he ain't opened up no other running lanes then?
For who?
Why we only had the one real big run then? Was it what other pass? He
I mean, it's still one play. Remember you said you should have gave that to Miles Sanders?
Yep.
I think Jalen kept the ball a little too much sometimes.
I agree with that. I'm about to say the same thing too. As sometimes he should have gave it to Miles. You seen Miles break around the edge, and next you know Jalen run with the ball. I'm like that. You get the Miles. Miles would have probably got 20 yards off the play. But and on top of that, I mean, the Saints are a good defense. I'm not saying just because he in the game, they're going to rip off 80, 20, 40, 50 at a pop. They still a good defense. But at the same time, he opened up just enough of a lane to allow certain plays to happen. And that's why we won the game. If Wentz was in the game, we would have lost.
Did y'all notice how Jalen? Did y'all notice how Alshon was in a good position throughout the day? He always boxed out the corners.
Alshon got one catch, bro.
But I'm saying the other catch that he would have had, he still has position. Like he's a good.
Why did he get?
He's a good. Oh, wait. Let him. He's a good what? You finish that.
He's a good possession receiver. If the right quarterback is out there throwing the ball.
My thing is, I agree with Tim. Alshon should only be there in goal line. That's it. He should only be for them to take Fulgham reps away and give him the Alshon like that and all that in the middle of the field. To me, that's trash because Alshon don't even really have a threat to go deep when you know Fulgham can.
But you got to get Alshon as that goal line threat. If I got two tight ends,
I still like the option for Alshon. I mean, he showed you.
I don't.
He showed you. He made the play. I can't be mad at him.
He made one catch.
It was a touchdown.
That was huge.
Okay. It was a touchdoone.
It was a touchdown.
Was he Chris Carter? All he do is catch touchdowns? Like
what we say, the sun shines on a bullfrog. What's that saying he told Tim the other day?
But Alshon, this is what Alshon to me, for the most part, has built the career on. He built the career on making them type of plays in the end zone.
Yep.
He never really was a fast dude. I mean, he was faster, obviously, when he was younger. But if you're going to keep him, use him appropriately. Get Fulgham in there from the 20 to the 20, and if you want to get Alshon in the red zone, then so be it. But
the ones he was making in the red zone wasn't plays like that. It was him going up over top of people making catches, and he don't do that.
I mean, it was part of that, but also part of him boxing out. He always was very good at boxing dudes out. And one play in the end zone when Jalen overthrew him, he kind of just threw it away. He actually that might be a play Tim talk about. In the end zone, Alshon actually had the dude boxed out.
Yeah, he boxed out.
He had him boxed out, and Jalen was scrambling for his life and just threw it over both their heads. But if he'd have threw it right to Alshon, that very well could have been another touchdown.
That'd have got picked. That's half of what got Wentz in the situation he in now.
Jalen was fortunate he didn't throw a pick six on one.
Yeah, how about that part? But we're not going to include that. We're not going to include that.
Was it a pick six or was it?
He fumbled though.
Was it a pick six or was it?
It was a fumble.
He fumbled.
No, but that pass.
No, that was Damien.
I ain't gonna front. My heart dropped on that job, bro.
That's the advice he took from Carson Wentz. And then
I thought you said he ain't listened. I thought he threw it all out and did the opposite.
And that's the one time he listened to him, he fumbled.
So I guess this is what we're gonna do for the rest of the season. Jalen Hurts only get the credit for the good stuff, but don't get blamed for none of the bad.
Oh yeah, young boy. The expectation is for him to make mistakes and to grow. And as his first start to get a W against the #1 defense and he do some things that's wrong. I'm okay with that.
Was that the same mindset you had when Wentz first started playing quarterback?
Yeah. When Wentz got drafted, I was all for him.
No, you wasn't.
Yes, I was.
I gotta look at the tape and see if they put a spy on Jalen Hurts at all that game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know I'm like I'm ripping Jalen Hurts. I appreciate what he did because I don't think that we win this game with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz mentally is fried.
Hold on.
You don't gotta think about it. It's the truth.
I gotta go back and listen. Was Wayne ripping Jalen Hurts?
No, I wasn't ripping him. No, I was tempering the excitement. My whole thing is everybody hyping it like Jalen Hurts just did everything and won the game. Like Jalen Hurts managed the game. And he managed it well, and he ran.
He did a little more than manage.
He did a little bit more.
He did a lot of running. He did a lot of running. So, but I'm saying passing wise, he passed for 171 and 1 touchdown.
He dropped a
and
nice
ran for 100.
That touchdown pass was nice.
It definitely was. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not ripping him. But all I'm saying is everybody want to gush and give him all these props about everything that he done. The team is still suspect around him.
No, but what you can do is you can see where he has room.
And,
like, wow,
he threw a lot of worm balls. He threw a lot of worm balls today.
I didn't see a lot of separation either on our receivers with the worm balls.
We already know that that's the case though.
I mean, even Goddard, I think he should have had one, but Goddard dude was all over him, and Goddard, he ain't have a lot of room to squeeze that in. I would like to see Rieger get a little more separation, get some of them receivers, some of them corners.
But I agree. But see, this what I'm saying, Ethan. So it's not necessarily like me fussing and arguing with you because. You know what I'm saying? You still were saying the same thing when it was Wentz in there, that these guys, but all these people that were sitting there and always wanted to put everything on Wentz when it was like for instance, in the Rieger play, that'd have been like, oh, see, Carson missed him. He should have threw it right to him. He overthrew him. But now when his Hurts in there, now everybody talking something. Oh, he slowed up. He got to keep running to get that. Now, like, let's just keep it consistent.
What I do want to say is when he was hitting receivers, he was hitting them in stride.
He was.
He definitely was. See, and that's my thing too. This is why I was in the early part of the year, I was hesitant to be too hard on Wentz. And I guess that's where me and Wayne kind of conflicted because Wayne was saying some things. And I understand what he was saying. I'm not even discrediting what you were saying. But I do understand that whole aspect that sometimes a play is just a play. Sometimes the ball might be a little overthrown. Sometimes it's the receiver's fault. Sometimes the offensive line. It's a number of factors that can make a quarterback look suspect or just throw a bad pass or have a bad game. But just over the course of time, he just started regressing so badly. It was just like
it was like no good. It was no good.
Like I got a little fun fact. There's only 2 quarterbacks since 1950 in NFL history to rush for 100 yards in their first career start. Lamar Jackson.
I seen that on TV.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. I mean, but see, this is my thing. I'm just hoping he matures. And Lamar still got some time, but I want him to become a better passer than Lamar is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hurts is already a better passer than Lamar Jackson.
That's true.
I'm not.
The only reason I can't say that is because last year when Lamar Jackson first came out and everybody just thought he was strictly a runner and he was dicing boys up.
But he wasn't a rookie last year though.
If you watched him, he would throw short passes and they would take him and go to the house.
That ain't what Jalen did with a lot of stuff today.
Yes,
when he threw the Rieger, that wasn't a short pass that Rieger took deep.
Was that a short pass to Alshon?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a deep pass. It was in the red zone.
It was over 20 yards.
No, if it was in the red zone. It can't be.
That was over 20 yards.
So they wasn't in the red zone then.
No, I don't know about that. That pass over 20 yards, you think?
I mean, if it was, it just means it wasn't in the red zone. But I thought we were saying it was in the red zone.
My thing is, I'm not saying that either. See, this is y'all going here. Y'all go with the anointing oil again, all extra early, saying he a better passer than Lamar. I seen Lamar throw some great passes. Lamar actually can pass very well in spurts. My thing is the consistency that Lamar throws passes with he has to get that together. But Lamar actually is a really good passer. He has to become more consistent with.
Well, let me put he throws a way better ball than Lamar. I'll tell you that.
I think Lamar threw a nice ball. I mean, I'm not sold on Jalen passing skills as of yet. Like he Patrick Mahomes. I'm not willing to say that yet. I hope
no, nobody said that. Relax.
But you put him over Lamar. Lamar
was passing.
Lamar just took his team to a 14-2 record last year.
The way he throws the ball and how he was hitting the receivers, he throws a better ball and more accurate ball to me.
But he threw a few passes in the dirt, though.
That pass to Alshon was 15 yards. It was in the red zone. It was one catch for 15 yards for a touchdown. But I like Lamar ball. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what you're seeing when you watch Lamar. I don't see the ball come out suspect. I see Lamar throw a good ball. It's just not consistent. That's my only thing with Lamar. And so far, Jalen hasn't been consistent either. So I need to see him consistently throw these darts and these strikes that y'all talking about before I'm willing to say he that bull like that. Or
I mean, Jalen Hurts, and I'm only saying that because you're saying Lamar was just throwing short passes. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jalen Hurts, his average per pass or whatever was like 5.6 yards. So it wasn't like he was like airing it out going deep. You know what I'm saying? Per reception, I think it was like 5.6.
Y'all want to get some love to the defense?
Yes, he threw the ball more than I wanted him to this game. 30 passes is a lot.
30
passes. You ask what you want Doug to do, bro. You know his system to throw it.
I mean,
yeah. Wait. Yeah, Tim, you're right. Should we get the defense some props?
But before that, I do want to get defensive props. But Ethan, 30 passes in today's game ain't much. I mean, it was still less than we ran. We ran the ball over 30 times. So we actually
ran the ball 36 times.
That's what I'm saying. So
I don't want him having 18 carries. I'm sorry. That's just me.
Who, Jalen? I know it's a lot. I agree. That's too much running.
So you think if he didn't carry 18 times a day, do you think they would have won?
Yeah, because some of them he could have gave to the running back when he went right up the middle.
Did Jordan Howard get in the game?
No.
Carries.
No carries. But before we get out of here, I do want to get some love to the defense. I thought the boy Josh Sweat, man, he's the truth. He needs more clock.
You know what? I got to give a shout out to the defensive MVP, Brandon Graham, because once again,
you said you wasn't going to do it.
No, but I couldn't help myself because Brandon Graham is so great. Remember like 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, we like Brandon Graham got 7 sacks. He up in the league. He how many sacks he got now? He still got 7. 5 games later.
That was Carson Wentz's fault.
Yeah. You're right. That was Carson. We gotta wait till you get it. We gotta wait. Jalen Rieger gonna get him a sack next.
Now that Carson Stitch is out the game, he gonna start getting.
I did want to get some real.
Hold on. Did y'all know Jalen Rieger didn't get sacked not once?
You mean Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts. I mean, did we say that?
Yeah, we talked about that when he was gone.
I didn't even realize.
I thought we did. We talked about that. We said he ain't take no sacks.
We ain't covered really.
Mark Greenwood called.
Yeah, we ain't cover it, but it was mentioned.
Yeah.
And
so we had a league. I'm sorry. Go ahead. We had a league leading quarterback in sacks in the next game. Jalen Hurts takes 0 sacks.
Is it Jason Peters' play or is it Hurts?
I think it's Hurts.
I think it might be a combination because Jason Peters was a turnstile over there, bro.
Yeah, he was.
Carson Wentz wasn't navigating the pocket.
No. I agree. I agree with that. I
like how he actually ran forward. Stuff I wanted Carson Wentz to do. Just move forward in the pocket.
And a lot of it has to do with Doug, where Doug came out drawing these rollouts. That might be a point
for pocket awareness.
I'm not saying for pocket. So you telling me in the beginning, Rieger wasn't rolling out a lot? He wasn't. I'm sorry, Hurts wasn't rolling out a lot.
He did roll out, but I think that's more to try to get him comfortable. You got to.
No, but I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. That's all I'm saying is
Wentz rolled out and got a sack fumble.
You gonna live on that one play, huh? But that might be to the point that Tim always has made. I actually got to give it some thought now to what Tim was saying. See, Tim hated on Wentz so bad that even when some of the points he was making that might have been valid, you're not listening because he talked so much boulder dash. But the point that he made when he said like about Carson changing stuff up or Carson just not running the stuff the right way, there might be something to that now because now we've seen the same thing.
I seen Hurts do the same thing that kill. He does the same thing that Carson was do to change the play.
But you don't know what he changed it from. He might be changing it from the pass to the run or the run to the pass. You don't know what he's killing.
That might be a play call.
No, and it might be a fake sometimes. You might get in the huddle and say dummy kill. So you sitting there, you yelling kill, or a certain amount of times you call it might call
Let's
something.
work on Hurts getting rid of the football sometimes. He don't got to hold on to it all the time. I don't want 18 carries.
I thought he did a pretty decent job of getting rid of it though.
He talking about just running with it. Like if you gonna run, be like Russell. I want you constantly getting down to get out of bounds, which he did on several occasions. He got out of bounds and he got down. But I do think, like Ethan said, I think he could have handed off to the running back a couple more times. I agree with that.
All right, yeah. So we gonna
now the defense. Real quick, I know you wanted to get some love. The defense, I thought, played overwhelmingly well, especially with so many injuries. They could have folded up and got ran off the field after the injuries. But everybody stepped up, played their part. Sweat came in there, had a couple sacks. I know
Did Slade bounce back nice?
Yeah, Slade did until he got hurt. I thought he played a decent
but he
game.
came back.
He was all over Michael Thomas. He was draped on him. He didn't really get no huge plays. So I mean, the defense.
Raleigh with the 5 tackles and the interception.
I think the D been playing for me. They've been playing well for the last couple of weeks. Everybody was, pinpointing Devontae Adams and the DK Metcalf. Like, these dudes is freaks. Devontae was going off today. Like, this is what he do. So I'm not mad if you happen to give up a long play or something to one of them dudes. Like, that's like if somebody get burnt by a cheater. How you gonna let cheater? Like, he cheat. He is superstar. These dudes is different. But all in all, I think the defense played well. If you look at how many yards we gave up, how many points we held teams to, that's why I do stand by. They just started Jalen 3 weeks ago. We've been in a lot better position than we are now.
Everything I've been saying is like now it's coming to fruition.
No, it's not.
And it's almost like it's like if you just listen to me, everybody's always 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 3 years behind. It's like just listen to me the first time when I'm saying it, and then you can't go wrong.
But the first time that you were saying Carson Wentz was garbage was like 5 years ago when he first started. So I mean, so you wasn't right then.
So
and you said Fogel.
So it took you 5 years to get right. I'll give it to you. It took you 5 years. I give it to you. 5 years.
And you said Fogel. Remember you said this year Fogel was the number 1 receiver. And
I say number 2. I say he was the number 2.
No. He didn't. What did he say? He said he was a what now?
Number 1.
Thank you.
Then I made a correction.
Did he have a catch today?
It was new light. It was new light.
Have a play today.
No, you ain't used to that, bro.
All right, so we out. Listen, we'll be back on Thursday. Listen, the Sixers play Tuesday, that first home game or that first preseason game of the season. And so we're going to, on Thursday, we'll talk about it and give you
We coming on Tuesday, Tim. I know other people ain't going to come on. We coming on Tuesday.
All right, you want to come on Tuesday? You want to come Tuesday?
It depends on how the game go. I might be
Steph Curry back too. Y'all see he had a nice game the other night.
Well, nice.
10 points, a couple assists.
KD and Kyrie balled out today.
Give it 2 months. It's like a bad marriage. You're going to watch it collapse from the inside out.
It might not even be them. It's going to be like the other people.
My young boy had 21 tonight.
Who's that?
Y'all know who that is.
Markel?
2 for 2 from 3.
Folks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Wayne, don't ever compare Ben and the Markel situation. That was a total different situation.
No.
I gotta go listen to that.
All right.
No. This is what the similarity was
on the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast.
Here he go.
We wrapping it up.
I'll address you on the other side.
We catch y'all on Tuesday after the game.
All right.